Yeah, I made a whole nother pot of coffee. What are you going to do about it, huh? That's right. That's right. It's like 8 o'clock here. I had a whole other pot of coffee. I got my Ninja versus Luchador shirt on, and we are ready to go. 6 players. A couple of people are off the benches. We've got some returning characters. We've got at least one new wrestler for the promotion this week. We've got 3 mechanical things we're going to do. Introducing a new wrestler, looking at how players change playbooks, and then we're going to do the over move. And I'm going to check in on that and see who's at 4 there, and we'll get that set. So let's start with our new wrestler. Alex, can you please tell us about your character?
Hi, yes. My wrestler, he's Leslie Hunter backstage, but in the ring, he goes by simply The Machine, wearing sort of an Ultraman-like robot costume. And he's the technician gimmick, a face, but he has the versatile move, which allows him to use the heel move if he's facing a face. And his his gimmick, his whole concept is pretty obvious. He has a bit of a secret, which is that he is living on borrowed time. He has a year ago or so, he was diagnosed with a brain aneurysm that no symptoms so far, but it will kill him instantly someday, maybe 2 years from now, maybe 20.
Wow.
Who doesn't know?
That is dark.
Sorry, but
no, I like
he
it, though.
wants to become a legend, basically, before he goes.
That's perfect, and I love that you've got sort of one of the versions of Ultraman, I believe that is.
Yeah, it's Ultraman. It's a robot version of Ultraman. I found on Google Images.
Which, of course, because the classic Japanese wrestler is Tiger Liger. Is that who it is? The sort of Ultraman looking mask from New Japan, who has wrestled in the States too.
That's Jushin Liger.
Jushin Liger, thank you. He's a crazy character. Nice. You got a nice technician. Got a face. That's awesome. Let's have you go through your heat questions. And again, you'll ask them and you'll kind of put them out there. And if a particular wrestler says, "Ooh, I think that's me," you will note the heat with them for that. So I'm going to flip my page over and write this down. So, Machine, what is your first heat question?
And can I do these in any order?
Any order you want. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think I'll end up asking all of them if it's one per other player. Who is holding me back as my tag team partner?
Ooh.
I can see Kent being being there, especially the way things have been going lately.
Like your attention isn't quite on it.
Yeah, and they've sort of reshuffled the gimmick into the Wild Hunt thing. And so that might be where things are. Like Kent isn't really there for the tag team scene like he should be.
Okay.
I like that.
Who's trying to learn by watching me in the ring?
Oh, I think you're muted, Louise. Or we can't hear you. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I said that underdog may be a good one for that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Given underdogs' relative lack of training.
Who's jealous of my skills?
Oh, I'll take that.
Excellent.
Clarabelle is very much a strong style wrestler, very much shoot fighter. She keeps on trying to go for the very elaborate, high-flying technical moves, and it doesn't always end too well for her.
I like that.
Okay.
And you're the last one?
Yeah. Who is trying to teach me to be more of an entertainer?
Is that me or you, Matt?
I was going to grab that one, but if you want it, it's
You feel free. We both go from a very different standpoints of the entertainment. I'm happy to have Sub Fahrenheit take that.
Yeah, you can call them sub pick. They're all the same. It's all the same person. They're not different.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, his perspective from what he's learned the hard way is that you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to stand up for yourself. You've got to try to pave your own way to get noticed. And, you know, the backstage guy, he's really always trying to impart that to the younger guys.
I like that very much. Awesome. So that gives you the heat, and you've already got recorded the heat with your opposite numbers. So we're all set on that. So let's move over and check in with Gerwin. Gerwin, you are switching playbooks, which is a thing you do with advances. So tell us what that process is and what you have had to do to kind of switch your playbook over.
Okay, when you switch the playbook, you don't actually change any of the stats on the basic character itself. So what the stats you go into it with are the stats you come out of it with.
Mm-hmm.
What you do is you change your finishing move, and then any moves that you purchased with effectively when you started the character, you can choose to either swap those out for moves from the new playbook. In this instance, I haven't. I've taken the two basic moves that I had, which was my finisher and the fighting spirit move that allowed me a free interrupt action every match. And I've replaced them with the finisher from the wasted. And in this instance, I've replaced it with the other move from the wasted, which goes into the addiction that the wasted character has.
That is pretty awesome, and we'll get a little bit. We'll see some of that, I suspect, on the table tonight about how that has come about.
There is one other thing as well when you change a playbook. It allows you the option of taking on an advanced role as part of the change.
Mm-hmm.
And in this instance, I've gone from being a heel to being a celebrity.
Okay. And what does the celebrity? What does that do?
When I play on my celebrity from outside the ring, I get to roll a move with plus reel. And it allows me to do things like buck matches, including finishes, gain momentum or gain audience for myself. Although if I botch it, it doesn't go so well for me and I lose audience.
Which, given how your roles have gone some sessions, could be a real risk for you, sir.
Yes.
All right. That is awesome. And you feel pretty good about that? You happy with that?
I'm very happy.
Okay.
I've wanted to try the wasted for a while. So there's one thing I want to check in this instance.
Sure.
Last time I was going along the lines of my character taking up a drinking habit.
Okay.
I want to look away from that and actually turn it to more painkillers as a result of things that have been happening outside the ring.
That's a very common thing, and I think that's a very reasonable thing to do for this.
Okay.
And this is one of those places, again, remind everybody that we do have the X card on the table because of the subject matter. So if we hit on something people aren't comfortable with, any kind of the displays of that, feel free to X card that. Any of you that have family members that have substance addiction problems in your family, like myself, if it gets too far, you maybe want to go do that. But that is on the table, and it's an interesting playbook to try out. And we saw Matt do it before in the most extreme version and get his character fired after the session, which was pretty awesome. So that is cool. Now I have a question. I'm looking at the sheet. Now, Kraken, you went to 4 in that last match of last session.
Correct.
So Fahrenheit, were you in that match? Is that when you went to 4, or were you at 4 and got bumped down to 3? Matt? At least he knows not.
I seem to remember him actually interfering in that match at one point.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you both have the over move. Okay.
If I could ask just real quick, just as we're waiting, well, we're not waiting anymore, but I was wondering with Geralt, with your celebrity, as it's got some element of it out of the ring, I was just wondering what you've become a celebrity of.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Clarabelle is in desperate need of money to pay for her father's medical care. And Clarabelle is a shoot fighter with a background in MMA. So Clarabelle has been moonlighting. And the reason she wasn't at the session last time is she was at a MMA fight. And I'm expecting that to actually play in this time somewhat.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad to have that on the table so we can work with it. So Kraken, let's have you first make your over move.
Alrighty.
Can I just check one thing?
Sure.
I was at 4 at the last session I played. Do I go down to 3 then?
Yes.
Or do I get okay?
Yeah.
All right. I am okay. I'm not muted. Alrighty. Let's roll. That's rolled with audience, correct?
No,
look.
It's roll with look, and you get +2 momentum.
That's a 5.
That is a 5. That's so good. You get to decide whether the creative books you in a match with your lowest heat opponent, or debuts and books you with a new non-player wrestler with heat 0, or whether the promotion gains a new trouble.
I'm gonna throw the trouble out.
Okay, so I will even be a generous GM and allow you to pick the trouble.
Okay.
Right now, our troubles are hostile silent partner that's still out there, theatrical pretensions, and like kiddie show pretensions, so what's another one?
How about we put in overreaching? We've been, I don't want to do the bloated roster, but we've been spending money and bringing in all of this move through talent, and we've been going in and doing that invasion angle that they've been playing with, and I think we're maybe oversaturating, overreaching our actual grasp a little.
I like that. That seems good. They're really trying to push stuff. They had an invasion angle. What they've got is they've got some of the wrestlers who aren't here right now are out going to local promotions around the country and doing like Gauntlet City Invasion. And they've got a whole road tour that's doing that. So that's what's going on with that. Which brings us to Matt. If Sub Fahrenheit could roll his look.
Could you shoot me the roller link, please?
Oh, absolutely.
You think I might learn to bookmark it, but
nope.
You would be
I don't
thinking
expect
wrong.
that. I will tell you that you can select your dice and then hit reroll selected rather than choosing new dice.
I did learn that somewhat
some time ago.
All right.
And Sub Pig Fahrenheit, your look is a 1.
Yes, that's 6.
+1 is a 7.
Yes.
So then here are the choices that you have for the over move. You can add or replace a promotion tag, or you can pick one. Demand to be granted any match you want. Call out anyone on the roster to explain themselves and gain a heat with them, or gain another momentum. Our tags are broadcast deal, social media expertise, home arena, kid friendly, and inclusive.
I think I'm going to go for the momentum.
So that'll be 3 momentum then.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. All right. So that gives us our background. The promotion is kind of rolling along here. I want to start with a sort of preliminary scene, and then I want with the Kraken, and then I want to roll into this. They're going to do kind of a big match first. We'll let anybody who wants to do some backstage stuff before we roll into that, do those scenes. And then we're going to kind of roll into that first match kind of without promos and stuff, because it's going to be a big match and I have a reason for it. And then we've got some individual matches lined up. So Kraken, Tony, right?
Yes.
So you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, Gauntlet League Wrestling. They keep talking about new stuff, and they've got the Invasion angle going on, and Robbie Reyes is working on all kinds of new social media stuff. They've got that talk show with Venomous that is going over because he's just so terrible on the mic.
Yes.
So as you are coming in to the locker midday, you will see this gentleman approach you. And he kind of looks a little bit like Booker T, but maybe a little more filled out.
Okay.
And he'll be like, hey, Tony, is it? It's Tony, right? Kraken?
Yes, that's me.
And he'll say, and pulls out his hand. He goes, my name is John Martin.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Martin.
I go in the ring as Hangman. You maybe heard of me.
Oh, wow. Yes, absolutely. Are you coming to the promotion?
No. Actually, I want to. Do you have like a minute before you go in? Can I get like a cup of coffee and just can we have a quick chat maybe?
Well, sure.
Okay. And he'll take you over to the Starbucks that is attached to the racetrack, that is right next door. He'll say, "So, I'm with Ring of Honor right now."
Wow.
And yeah, it's good. I don't know if you know, we've got a show coming up in April in New York. We sold out Madison Square Garden.
Holy cow, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're doing well.
From shit to crap to cow, thinking, oh, I shouldn't cuss.
No, it's good. It's good. So one of the things we've been having is that certain other larger companies have been very actively poaching our talent.
Some of the best come out of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, well, they're working hard to undercut us before things roll around. Now we've got some
pull.
Yeah, and we got some solid people. I mean, people coming over. Now I know you got the belt here at Gauntlet League.
One of them.
Yeah. You got some time though. I want you to think about it. I want you to just put this in your ear. You know, when you get done with your arc here, if you want to think about coming over to Ring of Honor.
Wow.
I want to give you my card. I want you to think about it.
Well, thanks, Mr. Martin. I guess I got to say that Ring of Honor is it's a little bit more than we do here at Gauntlet. Wow, Madison Square Garden.
Says you've gone over hot. You know, when that you've gone over each week, come over solid. You've got a gimmick that works, and it's not the kind of thing that we have on our roster right now.
Well, I mean, Mr. Backhouse has always been very good to me here, but I'll think about it.
Okay, because you don't want to stay with Gauntlet all your life.
I think I won't comment, but you'll see.
Okay,
that look. Yeah.
He says that in that way that he says, "This is rinky dink." But here's my card. You give me a call. I'm gonna actually stay on. I got tickets for the show tonight, so I hope you have a good time.
It's going to be a good one.
Awesome. And he will pay for the coffee, and he will let you go. What are you thinking? What's going through Kraken's head?
Obviously, it's more money. It's way more visibility. It's a boost. It's a move up in the business. But Kraken has that sense of loyalty to how Backhouse is. Backhouse has always really treated him very well. Kraken has been treated extremely well by this promotion, and has some loyalty to the guys back in the locker room, and it kind of oddly goes along with the move I picked up this time, which is I picked up carry these kids where I could spend momentum for other people's roles.
Oh yeah.
That Kraken has started to feel like he's kind of responsible for folks. So yeah, he's torn, but I mean that's a lot more money and visibility. That could move you up into WWW.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you keep that in mind. We're going to cut to if anybody wants to do any backstage stuff. I assume that Garwin, you have a bit that you want to do before we move into this first big match.
Yeah, if I could, please.
Absolutely.
So this is off camera.
Okay.
So after Tony has his meeting, as he's sitting there in the Starbucks, his mobile goes off. And it's Clarabelle ringing him.
Tony, do you answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Tony was in reverie.
Yeah, I was thinking over all of the money I'm going to make. No. I'll see who it is. Clarabelle, hi.
Hiya. Tony, have you doing? Yeah, have you got to work yet?
Well, I'm just fixing to walk in. I grabbed a coffee first.
Can I ask a favor?
Well, sure. Of course, Clarabelle. What can I do?
I'm having some car troubles. Could you run by and pick me up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
I'm at the junction of 23rd and Howitzer.
Yeah, no problem, Claire. I'll be there in just a minute.
Thank you. And she hangs up. So when Tony arrives, he sees a car that's actually been wiped out. It's gone straight into a lamppost.
Oh, Lord.
And Clarabelle is sitting on the curbside being seen to by paramedics.
I imagine that I drive a big car. It's probably like at this point like a '78 Lincoln town car. And so I'll hop out and go rush up. Claire, are you okay? What happened?
I'm fine. And she's visibly got bruises on her face where the airbags gone off and her nose is bruised. And
oh heck, you look like you've been to a fight.
Oh, this is nothing. You should have seen me on Saturday night. Can I grab a lift?
Yeah. Are they gonna take your car?
Well, yeah. I've got no use of it. I don't think it's gonna. Oh God, insurance claim. Yeah. Let me just grab something from the boot. She goes over from the trunk. She goes over, pops the trunk, takes out the Gauntlet League Championship belt. Reaches in and pulls out another championship belt as well, and closes the trunk and hops into Tony's car.
And as you got extra hardware there.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a do on Saturday. Old friend had one of their opponents drop out of a MMA fight, and they were looking for someone to fill the slot. So,
how does Wolf feel about people moonlighting on the promotion? I asked for a friend.
I haven't asked him. I need the money, Clarabelle. That's in a bad way.
Well,
I needed the purse.
What if he's all pissed off?
Well, I've got a non-compete contract, but you know that's for wrestling. This isn't wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And she'll reach into her pocket and pull out a small vial of pills, pop it open, and take a swig of water.
Careful with all that, all those aspirin. They'll give you a terrible stomachache.
Yeah. Come on. We've got to. Thanks for picking me up, but we need to get moving. Otherwise, we're going to be late to get into the stadium.
All right. And I'll peel out.
Awesome. Does anybody else have anything you want to do setup or backstage before we get into this first big match?
Just very, very briefly, the sub pig was running a little late this time, and he's kind of rushing in the door now. And the reason why he was late is obvious, because he's hauling behind him another shopping cart full of plunder.
And Wolf looks as you come in and says, "Is this botulism free this time?"
Trust me, you're going to like this.
Am I?
It worked last week, didn't it?
Yep. Okay. Yep. You go for it. And he will shake his head as you roll it in. Underdog, did I hear that you wanted to do something?
Yeah, it's just a little follow-up on because with less time. I think she's just waiting for her time in the ring, watching wrestling videos online and eating chips.
Okay. Yeah, kind of going through the best of stuff. I imagine in the week between that Wolfpack has probably had you in a couple of times to work with some of their people, just to show you some of the basics. I like that. So then we flash from you over to Kent.
Okay, Kent is backstage. This is off camera. He's touching base with the Wild Hunt stable.
Okay,
laying out what he thinks is the program, with what they're going to do. He is talking to Gorgon and sort of playing up to her the idea of her being, her moving over to the monster end of the booking for the Wild Hunt because of her gimmick. She would work really well as being like one of the opposition end of things.
If I get to work with Kraken, I'm on it.
I think we can probably do that. He's been very good about working with just about everybody. I mean, Tony, he's always up to help.
Absolutely. She seems excited about that. The other three, there's kind of a mixed reception among them about this new gimmick. It does seem like Widow and Hippolyta are like okay with whatever, if you're gonna have new names or stuff. But Ash, who is the former Terminatrix, she's cut her hair short and done it, and she's got that outfit that looks like Ash from Evil Dead, but as a woman. And she's like, am I going to have to change again?
I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't see why your gimmick wouldn't work with this.
Okay.
I guess as long as Wolf is okay with the legal aspects of us not like tripping any trademark wires or anything like that.
Robbie went over all that with me.
Okay, good. That would be the only thing I could think of that would be a problem. I mean, literally that the inspirational character for your gimmick is somebody who fights monsters. How could it?
Okay. As long as we get more ring time, I'm all for it.
That's what I'm pushing for. And after the next match, Kent might want to have a scene with Wolf.
Okay.
About what they're up to.
Okay. Well, we hit everybody else, so let me ask Machine, what's a backstage bit we get with you before this first match starts?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that, and struggling a little bit. I think Leslie is a pretty mild-mannered guy. Actually, I think he's I mean, he's not like he's not like new to the Gauntlet League, but he's still like new-ish when at the point we're introducing him. And I think I kind of imagine sort of introducing him just sort of awkwardly being like in the back of a couple of the previous scenes that were set in the, not like outside, not with like Clarabelle and Tony,
right?
And just sort of okay. And
yeah, and I imagine that at some point you will see one of the women wrestlers, Serious Business, comes over and she says, "Hey, is it Leslie?"
Yeah, Leslie Hunter.
Hey, I saw on the schedule that you're going to be in a couple of big matches tonight. How are you feeling?
Excited. Out of character question, would I know who I'm going up against?
Not yet.
Okay. Is this the first time hearing of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Very excited. Now that I'm hearing about this, well, I didn't know who am I going up against.
Oh, there's a big scrum at the start, and I think then that Bleakwood's working out the rest of the schedule. But I saw that they moved you up to mid card.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Yeah. I've been waiting for my break, so this is good.
Hey, this is your chance. Make the most of it, okay?
Nice. Yeah, I will.
But be safe.
Always. I am a consummate professional.
That's good. We don't have a lot of those. And she'll head off. So the match is going to start, and essentially the ring announcer will come out and will say, our opening match tonight is the essentially build a tag team match. We will be starting. 2 competitors will start in the ring. More competitors will come in at intervals. You can be eliminated if you're thrown out of the ring. The last 2 challengers will form a new tag team that will be able to, on a future show, challenge for the tag team belt. So the last 2 people standing in this will be able to do that. And the way this is going to work is we're going to start with 2 wrestlers in the ring. And this is a special match called the Gauntlet Gamble. It's under the special matches tab. Essentially, there's a little substitute for the wrestling move there. And we are actually going to start. We've got a total of 10 wrestlers. There's you 6. Plus, I've put the names of 4 other wrestlers in the listing. When you go to do a wrestling move, we actually roll in the gamble move instead of the wrestling move. We still determine what stat you're rolling with. And you can, of course, do other things like work the audience and stuff while you're in there. But I think we are going to start the match out with Kraken and the Machine. So we actually start with you 2 in the ring. They've got the lights down, and they start with you 2 in there, that kind of glistening look. I I think maybe we actually probably do get some entrance music just so we can see you two come in to kind of start this out. Because if everybody, as other people come in, we'll hear their entrance. So Machine, describe to me what your entrance looks like.
Well, AC/DC's War Machine is very much playing. Other than that, it's like on the Gauntletron, it's got shots of him striking cool like anime poses, basically. But his actual like entrance is very no frills. He has his costume on. He comes out. He's not like walking like super robotically, but just very smoothly and consistently. And just sort of stands there.
I like that.
And once he gets to his position in the ring.
So you're set emotionless robot versus the monster Kraken, and Kraken. What do we see in the sort of your compressed entrance?
Yeah, with a compressed entrance, we're going the old school. We're just seeing the natural disasters up on the Titantron. We have the release the Kraken by Clutch coming out. As he comes out, he will have a mic, though, as he says, "It is not a surprise that it takes everyone in Gauntlet to defeat the Kraken, cause Gauntlet City is full of weaklings." Slams it down.
There's your cheap heat, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
I also pick up one because it's the first time they're seeing me. And do you want me to roll by legend move?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's bring it all out to bear.
All right. So with my legend move, let me set up and
roll plus audience.
Yes. 7. That takes me to an 11.
Okay, they adore you. You get to pick 2 from the 7 to 9 list under legend.
Yes. I'm going to take +1 heat with the machine.
Okay.
And heck, you know, I'm trying to build the kid up. I'm going to take +1 audience for the machine.
Machine, you get another audience because the Kraken is a generous opponent. However, the Kraken starts in command of this match. How do we start out? What do we see you do, Kraken?
I think that since we're getting an interesting new or relatively unknown, certainly fighting up against me, opponent. While you're in the ring, are you still in that full armor?
Absolutely. It's like it's breathable, but it's definitely like he's definitely a sweaty mess after. But yeah, no, he's very committed to the bit.
All right, I think going along with how Kraken's giving that audience out, he's paying off the armor. So I mean, he's doing these big stomp punches towards the armor, and as he's coming in, don't sell, and just barely tapping you as he comes in, so that he drives you back a little. But it's very much that machine of and gives you a moment to come in with a couple of rapid shots into the chest, and he'll pay them and kind of stagger back and give it a look. But he's still going to, from that position, he's going in with that big old lariat from hell. He's going to, from that staggered position, look at you and sort of roar and just leading with that shoulder, catch you across the chest and lift you up into the slam or into the clothesline slam.
Does that sound like work or like look for you? Is it your signature or is it just real?
I think it's probably going to be look.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing a whole series here that's really more looky than anything.
Then roll in the gamble.
All right. So 7, that's an 8, and in the gamble roll, I had it up. Damn it! Where did you go? There you are. Okay. So 7 to 8, 7 to 9. You need to work with someone else to throw an opponent out or retain control of the back and pick a new entrant. I think I'm going to maintain control and Let's get this fired up a little bit with an old rivalry. Let's have Kent come on out.
Okay. So Kent, your music hits. Has it changed at all now that you've got this Wild Hunt?
Yes, we're the Wild Hunt music hits. It's actually the intro of it is a series of wolf howls that build into a chorus, and then it hits this brooding rock beat as he comes out. And it's sort of curtailed now. There's not the smoke or anything like that. As soon as the wolf howls hit, he stalks out on stage. He looks down, and then he starts running towards the ring and slides in under the ropes.
Okay. Come running in. You're in the ring. It's you and the machine and Kraken. Kraken, you still have control of the match. What happens next?
I think I'm paying off the monster hunter-y vibe that's coming off. So as he's coming in, I'll actually give the backup and the look of anger. Not paying as much attention to the machine as I should, which gives him a chance to, I don't know, do a setup or, give a moment to pop. But as I see Kent coming in, I'm going to do the heel. I'm not letting him through the ropes just free and clear. So as he ducks down to come under the ropes, I'm going to rush forward and put that knee to the side of the head. Just a running kind of knee in. And as he is tumbled in, I'm going to grab him and attempt that belly to back over the top suplex. As I say, this is going to be fun, Kent. I can't wait.
And what do you think that is? Is that work? Is that look again?
Do you think that Kent and I have worked enough together? It might be heat. Our heat ain't great anymore, but do you feel like it's something that we probably had to do all over the place enough?
I think throwing Kent around is definitely a big part of our matchup.
Yeah. If you've kind of planned it out for this as you've come into this, sure.
Alrighty, I think our heat at the moment is 1. My heat with you is 1. So
okay.
I'm rolling. That's a 10, 11.
Look at that.
And I gain another momentum and would gain an audience.
So this is on a 10 plus retain control of the match. Pick one. Gain 2 momentum. Throw an opponent over the top rope. Gain a heat with them. Or pick the next entrant in the wrangle and gain a heat with them.
I'm going to take the heat with Kent.
Okay. And who's coming in?
So I do that at both of those. Okay.
You can choose to get three choices on that list.
Oh, I see. Yes. Though I don't want to throw him over the top. So, let's go ahead and see one of the NPCs get in here so we can beat the hell out of somebody and throw them out.
Okay.
Let's see the coach. Poor coach.
Okay. We hear like the dun, 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 dun. Sports music comes, and this guy comes around. He's out of breath by the time he gets up to the ring. Got his sweatsuit on. He on his whistle, and then he pulls himself in, kind of catches his breath. You still have control of the match. The coach is up there, in there.
All right.
Don't forget, those of you who are in the ring, you can spend a momentum to interrupt and take control. Kraken is going to keep pushing.
I'm going to, if nobody interrupts, I put that boot to Kent's head so he's rolled into the ring. And as I see Coach come running up, I'm going to catch him coming under the ropes. I'm going to pull him up for the power bomb, hit the power bomb, but not go down myself, pull him back up, and dump him right back over the ropes is my hope. I'm hoping that was a power move.
Yeah, that sounds like it. Let's have you roll.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's 10. Again, you get those picks. You are hot.
All right. So with the moves, I'm going to do the dump them over and gain 1 heat with them, but I'm tossing him over.
Okay.
And I think I've probably dominated things long enough. So as I dump him over, I'm going to rah and try and work the audience. So I'll hand off after that, of course.
Perfect. So Coach goes tumbling out. It's a good move. He lands hard, takes some things out. There's a visible gasp, an audible gasp in the audience when he hits. Let's have you roll your work the audience.
All right. That's a 14.
That is a 14.
Oh, not 13. Sorry, 13.
Is a 13. Do you want to spend all your momentum?
No, I do not.
You don't want to take that legendary, huh?
I do not. No.
Okay. Then in that case, you get 2 momentum.
That's what I'm taking.
Okay.
And hand off.
All right. Who are you handing it off to?
I think I'm going to. We got to see Kent get brought in and booted to the head, but Machine, you've already been here a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and let Machine take it here. Let's let Machine get in.
Machine, you suddenly have control as the Kraken roars. What do? You got the 3 of you in the ring now.
Okay. And it is all 3 of us versus each other, to be clear.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What I think I would like to try to do is go for Kent. And the goal here would be to toss him into the Kraken while Kraken is like working the audience and doing his thing.
So just kind of like kind of a lift, or you trying to shoulder? What are you hitting him with?
It's I'm imagining it's like coming in with the shoulder, and then that moves into a lift and a spin.
Ooh, nice. So what do you think? Does that sound like work, or are you illustrating your machineness and its rolling look?
I think it's more work
Okay.
in this case. It doesn't strike me as necessarily something especially
that sounds perfect.
Like,
so go ahead and roll with work.
That's an 8.
That is an 8. So you get to pick one from the 7 and 9 list. You need to work with someone else to throw an opponent over the rope, and the person who helps you takes control of the match. Or you can retain control and pick the next entrant.
I will work with Ken, I think, to make this work and let him take control.
So you're dumping the Kraken out? Okay. So
I want to try to.
So yeah, so you go to do that. You and Kent go to do that, and you can spend that momentum to stay in the ring, Kraken. Kent will still have control of the match, but you will remain in. I imagine that they try to push you over. It doesn't quite make it. And Kent, you have control now.
Okay, I think what Ken is going to try and do is basically work with what the machine has set up here, and is basically going to they're going to basically be hammering Kraken from 2 sides, just ping-ponging him back and forth with shots to kind of keep him off balance, in the hopes that they might be able to eventually weaken him enough to force him out over the top. That's kind of the story we're going for here.
Perfect.
So this is going to be, I think, well, let's see. This is probably going to be more of a work move, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's see if the dice are with me this week. That is a total of 9.
It's a 9. So
I'll spend the momentum to bump that up to a 10. Let's get that
okay. So you can gain 2 momentum. You can throw an opponent out and gain a heat with them, or you can pick the next entrant and gain a heat with them.
I want to gain 2 momentum.
Okay. So you have control of the match and you gain 2 momentum, and the creative is allowed to do this. So I'm actually going to send in Underdog. Underdog, tell me what your entrance music sounds like. Have you changed it up at all?
Nah. You don't mess with perfection. It's the new metal cover of Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men.
And do we see anything different? I mean, in terms of your approach, you're coming in from last week to this week.
Yeah, for sure. I'm wearing a decent mask this time. It's not something that I picked up from a Halloween store. I have a little, have some props hanging around. I have like this rope made out of plastic coiled around my belt, and I have a dog collar with spikes on it. But they're very soft spikes. Nobody's gonna get hurt. I'm learning my lesson, and I'm working the crowd as I'm coming in. I'm like, you didn't think you could have a dog fight without the top bitch here, could you? Oh, we're still PG, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase that.
If you want to do it, I love it. If you do that, I'll give you the momentum for cheap heat. As in the control booth, they're desperately trying to beep that on the fly. Does that sound okay?
That's perfect. I'll take it. Baby step.
And you probably are like when you get up to the ring. So you get in the ring now. In the ring now is Kent, the Machine, Kraken, and Underdog. Kent, you still have control of the match.
Okay, I think Kent sees Underdog coming in, but he is not going to remove his focus from Kraken because that is suicide. So, he sees her, but he keeps working on Kraken, and he's going to try and basically move Kraken into a turnbuckle, and try and wear him down in there.
Sound like good, solid work.
I think so.
Okay. Then let's have you roll it. Yeah. The commentator goes, well, actually, that's a female dog. You'll know, Bob.
That'll be an 8. So
you got those two choices.
Let's see. I think I'm going to retain control of the match, and then I want to pick the next entrant.
Okay, who comes in?
Let me see. I think... Oh, I really want to see this. Sub Fahrenheit.
Okay.
I want to see this.
So, Sub, what does your entrance look like?
That cacophonous mashup of Zuckerman's Famous Pig, I Like to Hurt People, and a bootleg cover of Don't Stop Me Now starts playing. And he comes out, and he's got the cart behind him, but he stops, he's the cart at the top of the ramp. He starts walking down. He's kind of like doing the thing where he slaps like 5 with the crowd, but it's kind of terrifying because of what he is. And he turns around, wait, you guys think I should get in the cart? And he's going for cheap heat with the crowd. Should I get it? Yeah, you want me to get in the cart? And he grabs the cart now and starts running to the ring with it.
Okay.
And he's got a microphone with him for some reason.
So you will definitely get the cheap heat.
Everyone knows that the Sub Pig is all about living his best life of swine, women, and song.
Oh,
but last night was too much swine. What they did to me with that ham was sick. It was depraved and degrading. And I'm not gonna take that. Tonight, I'm paying Kent back. And he charges the ring.
Okay. So Sub Fahrenheit comes running in with the ham-based revenge. You still have control of the match now. There are 5 of you in the ring. I imagine that now whoever is not, you're not fighting. They're all kind of battling at each other. That's kind of going on in the background.
Yeah, and I think what happens is after that tirade against Kent on the mic, I think basically when Sub Pig comes in, he runs straight at Kent, and that takes Kent's focus off of Kraken, and Sub Sub Fahrenheit, Sub Pig, and Kent just start brawling back and forth. I don't know that Sub's brought in the contents of the cart yet. I think maybe we tease that a little bit. Like he starts to reach into the cart, then waves it off and runs into the ring and just starts fighting. But the cart's still right there.
And what is your high point on your sequence with Sub Fahrenheit?
I think we punch back and forth. Eventually, Kent hits a big clubbing blow that sends Sub staggering back into the ropes, and then as Sub runs back off the ropes and charges in, Kent hits with one of his big fast spine busters. That spinning is on his signatures list.
So let's does that sound like look then?
That's look for Kent. That's one of his. That's one of his things.
Let's see it.
Okay, that will be a 9, and I'll spend one momentum to bring that up to a 10.
Okay. And what do you want as your pick?
I want 2 more momentum.
Okay.
I'm going to build up this momentum. Damn it!
All right.
So I don't get busted later.
Okay. I will say that since you're kind of doing that, and that's that pausal, I will say that Mark Millennial, you hear the Mumford and Sons sped up like 3 times as fast, and then he comes running in flannel with his beard, takes out his pipe, sets that down before he comes in, undoes his suspenders, and gets up into the ring, and now he's in the ring, but you still have control of the match.
Okay. I think after that spine buster onto Sub, I think Kent tries to basically pull Sub over up from the mat, and basically tries to whip him into the corner with Kraken.
Okay.
And then do basically a version of his double knee attack finisher to both of them in the corner.
Okay.
That's gonna be another like signature moment here.
I like it. Don't forget, anybody, you can always spend momentum to interrupt.
Okay, that'll be a 7.
Okay. So you got a couple picks on that list.
Let's see. I think. Let's see. I'm trying to read the move, and then somebody keeps posting in the chat. I think he's going to. I think he's going to try and work with someone to throw somebody out over the top rope. I think. Oh no! Let's not do that yet. I think he's going to retain control, and then he's going to bring in the next entrant.
Who is that?
I think we're going to bring in another MPW at this point. I think it's going to be. Oh gosh, so many interesting choices. How about Hombre de Oro?
Okay. You will hear the roar, and you will see come tearing down the ramp in this fake plastic luxury car. Hombre de Oro comes racing down, and kind of spins it out the side and then leaps out. He's in a golden suit, white. He's a lucha, has a mask. He's got the jacket on, bare chested. He throws money to the crowd, and then
don't forget his attendant cheering orphans.
Oh yeah, there are a group of orphans who follow behind him, who pick up the money, and he leaps into the ring to join in the fracas. Oh, thank you, Alex. Thank you. And Kent, I believe you still have control of this mess. Now we've got. What am I? 7 wrestlers in the ring.
We do. I think Kent is going to keep working on Sub right now, and they're going to do a program where they do a couple of swings at each other, and then Kent ducks under and tries to come off with a big lariat.
Okay. Does that sound like work?
Yeah, that's straight work, I think.
Let's see it.
Okay, that will be a 5, and I'll spend 2 of my momentum to bring that up to a 7.
Okay.
That's what I have them on
Burn
for.
through that momentum.
Yes. So, and for the pick on that 7 to 9, I'm going to try and work with someone to take out one of the other guys. I think Mark Millennial is going to get caught when Sub ducks that clothesline. I think Sub ducks the clothesline. Millennial just gets blindsided by it and just knocked right over the top rope.
Okay, flips through the air and crashes down. So Sub Pig helps you. So Sub Pig now has control of the match.
And if I recall correctly, right, Kent is second generation, and it was his father that had the gimmick before him, right?
Yep.
Excellent. So Sub Pig grabs Kent, tosses him. We have to go over, right? Is the rule in this?
Yep.
So he's going to go through the middle to the outside. Sub Pig will roll underneath, and they're by the cart now. And he reaches in. Kent, I'm going to do to you what you did to me. And he raises the tarp on the cart.
Can I interrupt at this point? I know I haven't arrived yet, but there's something I want to do if I can.
Okay, so you want to do a run-in?
Effectively, yes.
Okay. So let's go ahead and a run-in there. So go ahead and who you're coming after? Sub Fahrenheit?
I'm coming in to actually try and do a save on sorry, I'm trying to remember the names. It's been a week.
Kent.
I'm trying to come in and do a save on Kent.
Okay, so it'll be your heat with Sub Fahrenheit.
Yeah, which I think is 1.
Okay, so go ahead and make that roll.
And that's a 10.
That is a 10. It's a hot angle. You gain a heat with each other, and you pick one from the 7 to 9 list.
Okay, so from match moves, isn't it? In fact, I've got that in front of me for running. Your interference doesn't change the result of the match, but the opponent comes after you for interfering in their business.
Okay. So I think that logically that makes describe to me what happens there, and then I think control is going to pass over to Kent logically in this fracas there. So describe to me what that looks like.
Okay, so Sub Pig reaches into the cart. He goes to he lifts the weapon up. He's holding it in the air. The fans are cheering.
Well, I have to interject there.
Yeah,
because what the weapon is like a big rubber LJN style doll of Kent's father that he is wielding like just the big rubber truncheons that those things were. Yeah, I might be channeling stuff I did to my brother as a kid.
Okay.
Okay. And as Sub Pig's arms come back, you can see this person. It's not dressed like Clarabelle at all. Clarabelle is normally either in a business suit or dressed as the demon. And this person is dressed like an MMA fighter, loose top, loose trunks, knee pads, runs down, and as Sub Pig's arms go back, his arms go forward and he finds something's holding the weapon. And he turns around and we're just face to face at this point.
You let go of that! He's gonna eat the doll! He's gonna eat the doll!
Kent.
I think what Kent's going to do immediately is he is going to basically snatch the doll away from both of them, and then he is going to club Sub Pig with it, and gaining. And this is a cheap heat. Like he raises the doll after he clubs Sub Pig with it. He raises the doll over his head, and sets it back down outside of the ring. Or no, he hands it off to one of the kids side.
Okay. That sounds so. Cheap Heat. Cheap Heat doesn't change control. So you may continue.
It does give me that sweet, sweet momentum.
Yes.
I think I'm going to interrupt.
All right, Kraken, spend a momentum.
I will. So while all this is going on outside of the ring, these people did pay for a wrestling match. And I think I'm going to have, after the beating, have moved over there and closed with Underdog. And we had a hell of a good match last time. So I think I'm going to come over and we're going to be wailing back and forth and into a clinch as I say, all right, Undy, I'm gonna put you back up. Remember that flapjack where you slam my head down? How about this time? Just roll down my back and bite me.
Oh, and I'm not supposed to actually bite you.
Well, don't bite me hard.
Yeah, I got this one. And don't call me onion. Make of other things.
Oh, doggy? As I pick you up. And I do that thing where it's up to the powerbomb and the lift up. And we see Underdog put her legs to the shoulder and do the float down the back, the roll down the back, which I will help support. And then I'm guessing, where are you biting me?
I'm going to do a callback and bite you in the ear.
Oh gosh.
Nice.
Well, let's see how awful that ends up being with my roll. So I think that's look.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with look. Oh, I rolled boxcars.
Look at that.
I almost was up for the injury. I would have thought that was
no. So what do you want to do from that 10 plus list?
Okay. Some of these won't quite apply the same, but I think I'm going to. I have so much momentum. I'm going to pick the next. Well, I would have picked the next one if we didn't have Clarabelle in, but she's in now.
There's only one left.
Let's go ahead and get the last one in here then. I'll pick our last entrant, and I'll pick up a heat with him.
Okay. So Ash, the former Terminatrix, our Evil Dead monster killer. You'll hear the sound of the chainsaw, vroom, 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 and she comes running down. There's actually like an Evil Dead style camera that's on the Jumbotron coming towards the thing, and she will run into there, and she is up there. So the only two MPWs in the ring are her and Hombre de Oro. You still have control of the match. There's still that fracas outside. Machine, Underdog, you in the ring.
I think that we saw that kind of roll through to ended up with a bite on my ear. I think I'm selling that, and I think I'm trying to support Underdog like underneath one leg, so it looks like I'm tearing around, and she's hanging on to my ear, kind of one of these terrible bulldogs on a bull sort of moment going on. Before I'm going to kind of begin this spin, which is going to end up going into, this is old school, an airplane spin.
Okay.
And getting that moving around, and I think I'm going to try and, from the airplane spin, do a fling off, probably over towards the machine. The machine's had, too much quiet time lately, so I think I'm going to throw Underdog over at the machine here in the ring.
What do you want to call it?
Is it power, you think? I mean, I don't want to overplay my power, but
I would say that or look.
I think power in this instance. I really do. I'm not just trying to game it. 7 to 10.
Okay.
I think if it's good with you, machine, I think that your robotic senses are so finely honed that you duck to the side, and instead it's probably Hombre de Oro who gets a full mug full of Underdog smashing into him and probably does the topple over the top rope.
Poof. send them flying out. The orphans come running over, weeping great tears on him, just crying as they drag him away. And you still have control of the match.
Unless anybody breaks it up, I'm going to, with underdog down a bit, I'm going to look over at the machine who's done this move to avoid being hit. Stalk forward, kind of move in, and we'll get into a clutch as I lean in close. Pay off on me. It'll be fine. Go ahead. Smack me around a little bit. This could build up something cool. And I'm going to pass.
All right. We're at the midpoint of this. I'm just going to tell you guys, if your characters get the opportunity to throw someone over from this point forward, you must take that on your roll. Okay. So who gets control of the match then?
I'm handing it to the machine.
Machine, you have control of the match.
All right. Well, that sounds like an opportunity to try to put Kraken over the rope, right?
Yeah.
So, I think it's like they sort of really lean into the sort of stalemate in the clutch for a few very tense seconds of, like, you know, giant monster versus man of metal. And then I think Machine breaks the clutch and goes for one of the Kraken's legs and tries to use that momentum to carry him up over the top.
That sounds perfect. Does that sound like work, or is that your look? What do you how want to do that?
I would think either work or power, probably.
Which do you want?
I'm certainly better. The look versus work thing is difficult for me to figure out because, like, sort of his look is part of his look is this technical ability and quick thinking. And
I think it's probably more work in this case. If we're making those distinctions, I think it'd be look if you were really playing up the robot nature of it, like digging deep into that.
Okay. That's a 10.
It's a 10.
Ooh.
Okay. So on a 10 plus, you have to take the choice to throw an opponent over the top rope and gain a heat with them.
Yes.
Who do you throw?
Well, I think logically it would be the Kraken.
Okay. So you try to throw the Kraken. The Kraken spends momentum, and he is immovable. He's an immovable object. Machine, you still have control, though.
Do you still get the heat, or?
Yeah, you get a heat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I think it. So Kraken is immobile at the top of the rope. Did you say? Or
where do you picture yourself at there, Tyler?
My guess is he's managed to, like, lift me up where I'm teetering over the edge. I've still got, like, one foot latched up underneath the bottom rope, so he's trying to push me on over. So I think that's probably it. You know, the ropes come up about waist high on me.
That sounds good.
Okay. Then I think he's going to change tactics and slam the Kraken down, because, like, that was not enough to carry him over, and instead is going to keep going for trying to weaken him.
Like power, you think, at that point?
Yeah, I think that's power.
Let's see it.
That's a 6, but I can spend my 1 momentum to make that a 7.
Okay, so you need to work with someone else to throw an opponent over, and whoever you work with is going to take control of the match.
Okay. So wait, who all is in the ring right now?
All of them, including the others who were on ringside, because we can narrate them in, and then Ash. That's it.
I like the idea. I like the idea of Ash coming in to this scene, and with Kraken's help, Ash sort of runs in, and the machine just sort of counters and tosses her over. So working with the Kraken.
Perfect. So Ash, she's been working at this. You flip her over, she will crash down. Kraken, you control again.
I think Kraken probably, as she was coming in and we see the machine lift, I think Kraken leaned heavy on that rope so it was low. She goes over the top. I look over at Machine like, oh, we were kind of allies for a moment, and then put the elbow right into the head.
Okay.
And stagger them back because, you know, kids, you were trying to toss me out by yourself. You can't do that. Let's see. We've got in the ring, Underdog still there, and Machine. Others are outside, but very active. All NPCs out.
All the MPWs are out, and you can certainly in your fiction narrate one people's who ringside getting pulled in.
All right. Because I want to give those guys down there who are paying off and haven't had much going on. I think I'm going to attempt with Underdog there. I see Underdog coming up towards center ring. I'm going to take Machine. I've been listening too much David Bowie lately. Sorry.
Oh God.
But grab Machine and do an Irish whip back off of the ropes. So Machine passes right by Underdog as I come bouncing off the other ropes and do the double clothesline.
Okay. I think that's work or
might
look?
Be work. That might be. Well, I'm getting both. That's probably look.
Okay, let's see it.
That's an 8. That's exactly what I want. I'll take the 8 and
who do you work with and who do you throw?
I think that as I catch them, I try and drive them over towards the other rope, and I'm going to, as they tip over, Underdog is going to come back over my shoulder, hopefully, and kick Machine right in the face to finish the tip over the rope.
That's exactly that's beautiful.
So Machine, you go flying out. It's a pretty spectacular bump you take, but it's good. Come crashing down. Underdog, you have control.
Oh, nice. So she does this maneuver around Kraken's huge shoulder blades to Machine out of the ring, and then she wraps her legs around his head, starts banging on his head, and then I don't know if this is actually a move. She tries to pull him down with her.
Oh, kind of get that spin. What is that called, Matt?
That'd either be like a flying head scissors or a hurricane rana, depending on some specifics.
Okay, cool. So that sounds like work, maybe, or what do you want to call that?
I think it's more like powers. A lot of.
Oh yeah, because you're trying to tip him over. Okay, yeah. Let's see it.
Oh, I got a 10. Nice.
Okay, so you are going to throw an opponent over the top rope and gain a heat with them. So who do you throw over?
So it's only the 5 of us now, right?
I couldn't hear you on that last bit.
Sorry, it's only the 5 of us now?
I'm sorry, you're roboting quite a bit.
Oh, no. Can you hear me now?
A little bit.
Wait.
Maybe you should drop.
Volume sounds very low.
Yeah, it's just that we're getting a kind of a weird distortion on your voice.
Better?
Yeah, maybe you should. If you drop and come back, usually that'll reset it.
I'm sorry, what?
If you drop from the call and then come back in, usually that helps.
think his mic gain's kind of low too.
Yeah.
When he gets back, I'm guessing he's tipping me, and I'm going to heal to bring him out with me.
Okay. All right. So, Louise, you're going to try. You're tipping Kraken.
I'm sorry. Now I can hear you.
Oh no.
I hear it just enough to say that I want to throw Kent out of the ring. Sorry, Chris.
Oh, you want to throw Kent out?
Yeah.
So Kent, underdog is going to fling you out unless you spend momentum. Are you good with going out?
I think Kent's going to spend a momentum to kind of skin the cat on the top rope. Like he gets as underdog is sort of swinging, cracking around. Kraken swings an arm out and like blocks Kent across the top of the head. He goes over the top, but he hangs on. His feet never touch the floor, but almost. And then he skins the cat back up into the ring and staggers backwards.
Okay. Now, Kraken, were you going to heel move on that, or are you going to hold off?
I'll hold off because I was doing a double elimination, so I'll hold off on that.
I will spend the momentum to interrupt.
Okay.
And while he just skinned the cat, popped back into the ring, Sub Pig is going to jump up onto the apron, grab him around the neck from behind, and throw himself backwards, trying to pull him over the top rope with him.
All right. What does that sound like? Is that work or look? What do you want to call
that? That's probably work.
All right. Let's have you roll.
My work is not good, but that is a 4. I got a shit ton of momentum though. Do I want to spend it? No, I don't. I'll take the botch on that.
Okay. You get taken to the top rope. You can spend a momentum to stay in the ring, or you get dumped out and gain the heat with Kent.
I will spend the momentum.
Okay. So you stay in the ring there.
Mm-hmm.
And you will, as you're kind of doing that, this is still a botch. So you will kind of look back and you realize that someone has taken the cart. Someone has taken the shopping cart.
No.
And it has gone away. So on a botch, I think we're going to hand control over to another one of the people who are on the ground. So let's see what Clarabelle's doing.
Okay, so I've got into the ring. I see Subpig trying to pull Kent back over. Narratively, I'm going to say that he's pulled back and Kent's locked his arms into the rope and is stopping it and is slightly overextended. I'm going to go to the rope, come off the rope. I'm going to run in and I'm going to use Kent's own finishing move onto Subpig while he's on the actual apron for the save.
Okay. So what do you want to call that move?
I think this is a luck move more than anything else.
Okay. Let's have you roll that.
So that would be a 7.
All right. So on a 7, you have to work with somebody else to throw your opponent over, and then they get control of the match.
So I'm going to work with Kent in this instance.
All right. To pitch Subfahrenheit over. Subfahrenheit, are you okay with that, or are you spending momentum to stay in?
I'm going to spend the momentum and stay in.
Okay, so you are hanging on, and Kent has control of the match.
Okay, Kent is looking really, really confused, like character-wise. Like he's looking to Subpig, to Clarabelle, and I think he looks like he's spinning around, but then he swings back around and he clocks Subpig with that spinning double axe handle.
Oh,
gonna try and take him out.
Does that sound like power or what?
Well, I think this is
Work?
that. Well, this is
Or
that.
look?
That's it. That's the blood axe.
That's right. That's his signature move. So let's have you roll look.
Let's see how that goes. Let's see. That is a 9.
Okay.
I'm going to keep that momentum, and I'm going to stick with the 9.
Okay. So you have to work with someone to throw your opponent over the top rope.
I think what happens here is just to spread, just to pass it around a little bit. I think basically Clarabelle is going to look at that swing that just went basically like right in front of her face to slap Sub Pig down, and I think that's going to pass it over to her.
Okay. Sub Pig, do you want to spend another momentum to stay in?
Nah, Sub Pig goes over the top rope.
Hits, and Sub Pig is out of this chaos there. Matt, if you want to grab the announcer's table, feel free at that point. Clarabelle, you have control of the match.
So we've just eliminated Sub Pig, who I turn around. I'm face to face with God, Kent. I'm sorry, I'm struggling with names at the moment. So she'll get into a fighting stance, then she'll stop and put her hand forward, and basically offer him her hand. Question is, I'm working the audience, but does he take it?
Kent will look down at it, look toward the audience, and kind of working the audience a little bit there too. And I think he's going to reach out and clasp her hand.
Do you want to do this as a work the audience move, Gerwin?
Yes, I'd like to do that, please.
Okay. Then let's have you make that work the audience roll and tell me what it looks like.
Okay, so that is a 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
I will. Let me just check work the audience.
If you spend 1, you'll get 2 momentum.
Okay, so it's no point spending any momentum on that. So I'll gain the momentum and I'll pass control over to who's in the match at the moment. Underdog's still in the match. I'll pass control to the underdog while we're distracted.
Underdog. So everyone but Sub Pig is there in the ring, and you have control.
Okay, so I'm not really familiar with Clarabelle. So she's a heel as well.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, I think this is a face turn for Clarabelle. I think this is very definitely a face turn.
Okay.
But as a celebrity, I don't use heel and face in the normal way.
Okay. So, in a way, like, will the audience know her as someone evil before this moment?
Yeah, generally, I mean, you can play it either way. As a heel and an anti-hero, attacking her is certainly in your wheelhouse. Certainly good for your image.
Yeah, because I'm trying to piss off the audience by just interrupting this moment of allegiance, just taking the opportunity to distract, just like jumping into them and like bashing them together, like banging on both their backs at the same time.
Awesome. That sounds like look to me, because that really is your character, right?
Yeah, and I think she even yells like, I'm so bad. I always set myself up for these catchphrase moments, and I never have one. She says something like, "What kind of two-faced wrestler do you have in this city? Come on, stick to your principles."
Nice. Let's see you roll with your look.
I got a 7 on the dice and 0 look. That's just a 7.
Okay, so you need to work with someone else to throw an opponent over the top rope. Who are you throwing over, and who are you working with?
Oh, okay. So I get hit with whoever I throw over, right?
Not on the 7 and 9.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I just think of the next part. I'm gonna.
Wow, really cut out there.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go for Clarabelle.
So Clarabelle, you're throwing out?
Yep.
Okay. And who are you working with?
Right. You want to show them how a real wrestler behaves and just let's get the leader out of here.
Wow. So Kraken, is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay. So Clarabelle, Underdog comes in to breaks that up and is going to throw you out. Are you going to spend momentum to stay in?
You do.
And spend a momentum to stay in.
Okay. Kraken, you've kind of come up to help to throw Clarabelle out. You have now have control of the match.
All right, so I think seeing Underdog getting in there, and I see Clarabelle kind of teetering, and I've come over and did kind of a knock into both of them. Underdog holds. We see Clarabelle kind of do the probably slide back through, hit to hold on. And as I kind of bounce back from across this, I think if Machine has no problem with it is probably when Machine comes in and clocks me one good. And staggers me because I like the angle of Monster versus Machine. I like that one. That one's really got Kraken kind of popping. He's fond of that. So I think there's a turnaround and the face off again as all this is going on of us kind of slugging. And I think that Kraken will do a couple of like the heavy axe handle to the back that gets paid a bit, but we still, letting Machine still handle that, be able to take on this punishment before the push off the spin off the rope, pull back into as Kraken picks up and goes for the belly to belly. But as he does, he's moved back to the rope.
I'm going to correct you. Machine is out. I just realized we are right. I need to retcon just a sec.
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm so sorry. I had forgotten that. All right, then. Then I think I'm probably going with Dog. With Underdog, then, for that. So it's just me, Underdog, Kent, and Clarabelle left?
That is it.
Oh, then this is perfect. Okay. Then I'm going to try and do the belly to belly, but next to that rope, taking Underdog over with the intention I'm also going to get pulled by Underdog and flip out as well, because I can't think of a funnier tag team at this point than Kent and Clarabelle.
All right. Then let's have you roll that wrestling move just to make sure that you don't botch. Does that sound like look or power or what?
I think it might be work. I'm actually trying to do ring stuff. What do you think?
See it.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
All right. Oh, goodness. Well, this still may end up working out like it's supposed to. I rolled double ones.
Okay.
But Will put me in the announce booth, so oh my god, look at all that weight crashing over the top rope, and I'll bump you up.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Perfect. And Kraken and Underdog go over. And crash to the ground down below. We will see just Clarabelle and Kent in that ring.
Okay, Clarabelle's shocked by this.
No less so than Kent. I think Kent is like looking to the audience, looking back to Clarabelle, looking outside the ring at where Kraken and Underdog are lying after that crazy suplex spot.
So Clarabelle will indicate to the rafters, and a mic will drop down on a wire, and she'll take it. Kent, I can call you Kent, can't I? I called you a lot of things over the last few weeks. I called you Mr. Reed. I called you some despicable things. Oh, and you vex me. You vex me so much. But you know, this last week, I spent a lot of time with my pappy. And my pappy isn't a well man. All the fans here know my pappy's been sick for many years, but not in the way I mean. My pappy is dying. And I have a chance to ease that. There are things my pappy did, things he regrets, things that he once wishes he could have put right. He doesn't have that opportunity anymore. I am a dutiful daughter. And if he can't put it right, I'll stick a hand out. Then I have to.
I think Kent looks at your hand, looks out to the audience, sort of like, you know, gauging their reaction a little bit, and slowly extends his hand out and takes it.
And at that point, I'll actually lift it up, and we'll do the whole mug into the crowd and the like. And
That sounds like a satisfactory finish to that. So you guys will reset your heat with each other back down to 0, and you'll both get an advance.
Sweet.
And we kind of cut to the crowd going nuts. Let's take 5. A chance to grab more coffee or whatever, and then let's see if we can get a couple more matches in here off of my booking. Okay, so we will continue on in just a moment.
That was a very neat match, Lo. That your new stipulation style match. That was cool. I can't hear you.
Yeah, it is the one in the book. That's the God. What is that? I can't remember what it's called in the original version.
The Riga Rambo.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I think, and Patrick had pointed this out to me the last time we did it. It needs to move faster. I think all of the moves that are 7 and up, all the choices should make you throw somebody out. I think that they should all require. I think that would make things move faster. I think there should never be a choice not to throw somebody out.
Yeah, I also think it works better with a small number of named player wrestlers and more MPWs. I could see it working with 4 people, but with 6, you get a lot of people sitting around while action's going on elsewhere in the ring.
That was the monster Nathan ran, where it took hours and hours for people to get out, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's the thing is well, here's the other thing. You guys are all very good people about playing with each other, so nobody wants to necessarily throw another wrestler out to be the first one to throw them out. So what I would like to do is let's see. I know Kent specifically asked for a backstage scene. Let's do some quick bits on that, and then I want to do have a narration for a squash match, and then I want to move on. So Kent, what was it you wanted to do?
Well, I had one thing in mind, but I think it shifted with the realization of Clarabelle's face turn. So
Okay.
I think it's going to shift from the thing he was thinking about doing with Wolf and maybe Kraken, and that might come in later. But right now, I think he wants to touch base with Clarabelle, so he's looking for her backstage.
Yeah, that kind of change. That kind of actually kind of screws your thing, since she was a big part of your planning for the whole monster thing. So you need to talk to her now. So
can I say I'm so sorry I didn't actually get a chance to watch last week's episode. So
this is perfect. This is a thing. Kent, this kind of came out of left field for you. Let's do the moment with you backstage with Clarabelle.
Okay, I think we probably basically walked out of the match together, and when we get backstage, Ken said, "Hey, Clarabelle, can we touch base for a minute? I mean, what? I didn't know you were switching off. What?
Sorry, what was that, Kent?
I said I didn't know you were switching over to the. I'm almost hesitant to say the good guy side, but the good guy side. What happened?
We're very heel heavy at the moment, and what with the stuff I'm doing outside the ring, being the big. Do you read ESPN or anything? Do you read Bleacher's Report?
Every once in a while. I try not to get myself psyched out too much, because they do a lot of reporting on the big league stuff, and that can sometimes be frustrating.
Did you see the MMA focus they did on Monday?
I don't think I did.
And at that point, I'll reach into my bag and pull out the MMA belt and throw it onto the bench next to me.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You get when did you start? Hell, that's a hell of a selling point. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well,
Matt.
And at this point, she's clutching her hand, and I had a word with the promoters down there, and they, it's all real. Well, it's supposed to be real. They have kayfabe as well, but a demon from hell, it's not really something they can sell. And I need the money. My father's med bills are just.
I can only imagine. Hey, with that belt, that's going to be a huge draw over here too. So you're with that belt and the Gauntlet belt. We can't help. We'll be, well, for this promotion at least. It'll be like we're printing money. We're bringing in the folks that know you from the MMA promotion.
Yeah, well, I've got. You still need someone to go up against.
Yeah, but I think we had talked about, and I was talking with some of the other folks, and I think we might have something going with Tony with regards to the monster thing. So we might be able to make that work, especially if we're able to work in Venomous. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but he is really big and scary. Sometimes for the wrong reasons, but he is big and scary.
Yeah, well, you know the whole demon gimmick I was doing. There's no. We can always have the demon possess someone else.
That does work too.
I was thinking about Ash. She seems to like changing her gimmick.
Ooh, I think she was a little frustrated about that when I talked to her earlier.
Okay, Kent. She was trying to actually get a women's only division. She's done more to actually drive down the women's position in this company than anyone else. Fuck her.
I can't speak to that part. No, she's just in the group of folks they gave me for the Wild Hunt gimmick.
Yeah, well, she's actively been trying to screw people over. So I say fuck her. Fuck her hard.
Okay, man. But what I was gonna say was, and not in the interest of that, but in the interest of maybe getting something that can work. Her inspiration character for her current gimmick, Ash, there is a version of Ash that's evil. So she wouldn't even have to change her outfit. All she'd have to do is maybe put a little demon face paint on.
Okay.
And I'm sure Robbie can smooth that over trademark-wise. I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I can't say anything. I stole my gimmick almost whole cloth from Finn Balor. So Prince Devitt, sorry. He hates it when I call him Finn in person. We used to wrestle back in New Japan. But anyway, can you do me a favor and pass me that bag?
Oh, sure. Here you go.
Thank you. And she'll reach in and pull out the little vial of pills again, pop the top and pop a few more and take a drink.
Oh, the MMA match was rough.
Yeah. Well, it's a shoot, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we heard ourselves over here, just trying to make it look good. Over there, they're literally trying to actually hurt everybody.
Yeah, well, I've got some more matches coming up. Don't tell Wolf. I need this money.
Oh, no problem. But you might, if you've got the belt, that's a huge sell. I mean, look what the WWE was able to do with Lesnar with his championship run, and then bringing them into the E. They sold just tons of tickets just by having his name on a billboard. If ESPN has run a thing on you, and you can bring that belt in here,
there's a big difference between me and Lesnar. I wrestle for a living. I don't show up once every 3 months.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm saying just from a selling point. I mean, you could get a big bump in ticket sales over here just for that. I don't know if it really helps the MMA side at all. In fact, it might not.
Well, I've seen I've seen people with some of the shirts in the crowd. So we'll see.
Cool.
Anyway, if you'll excuse me, I really need to. I really need to go and take care of some stuff.
You gotta get ready. If you need anything else, if you need some help or anything, I know things are crazy with your dad. Just let us know. I mean,
yeah. Could you grab me some ice from the machine outside, please?
Sure. How much you need? Like a bucket full, or just
a bucket full, please?
Okay, gotcha.
In that moment, Sub Pig will kind of stroll to the background, mask up out of character, just say, we're on Sunday mornings. You know what kids love? Women whose faces look like they were just in a car crash. Good job.
Can I cut scene there on that line, if you don't mind? Alex, you wanted to talk with Kraken?
Yeah. I just like after the match, I imagine Leslie, helmet off, coming up to Tony and just thanking him for a good match.
I like your gimmick. I mean, the kids are gonna love it, and I mean, there's the potential for us to have something going on. I mean, that could be a lot of fun.
I think it could be pretty epic. Yeah. Wasn't able to toss you this time, but sometime.
Yeah. We'll see about that, but I definitely don't mind playing to that machine strength. That could do cool things. That could be awesome.
All right. Glad you agree.
And you will see Wolf will come out to where the two of you are, and he's like, "Hey, machine, sorry to spring all that on you and get you in there, but yeah, it looks like you had a good match. Looks like it went well."
He was first rate, Wolf.
Thank you. Thanks, Tony. And yeah, no problem. I'm just glad to get the ring time, you know?
And Wolf will kind of say, "Tony, good job. You really pulled it together there, and you really held the narrative."
Thanks, Wolf. I might before we leave tonight, I might need to see you in your office if you don't mind.
Sure. After the show, we can sit down. I'd love to talk with you. Okay. And we'll cut from there to Wolf. You wanted to talk to Wolf Underdog? Oh, can't hear you.
I thought I was breaking up before because I had the wrong plug-in, but no, it's just my bad luck.
Oh, and
okay.
How is it going, Underdog?
Okay, just a second. I'm having a lot of fun. Just the time of my life. But
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm working on my expressions. We have a problem. So
what's the problem?
You know that thing where I said that I had a bad job before I came here?
Mm-hmm.
I was sort of kind of part of an underground fighting pit. And then I walked out, and they don't like when people walk out, and somebody recognized me. And now I think I'm going to get assaulted when I leave the stadium.
Well, we got plenty of guys here who will go and walk you to your car or whatever you need.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Also, they might try to come for the other wrestlers as well. I just wanted to let you know. I really like the guys here.
Okay. Well, I'll tell Typhoon because he's the one who kind of looks out for everybody, and I'll give him an alert that that's a possibility. But you're with us now. You're family.
Oh, she says, thanks. I never had a family before.
Hey, one of the things I wanted to ask you if you'd be willing to do is we do some local spots, and because we're on Sunday mornings, the local Humane Society actually reached out to us, and they want to do like a pet adoption spot, like where they have you talk, and where they bring in a couple of animals from the shelter, and they put a number on the board. We might do that going forward if you feel that you'd be cool with that.
So I grab Wolf by the shoulders and I look deep into his eyes and I say, "That's the best fucking idea I've ever heard."
Appreciate your enthusiasm. Kind of steps back. All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, man. Keep it safe.
And then Sub Pig wants to talk with Kraken.
I think I was wanting to speak with Sub Pig, but do you want to speak with you?
Oh yeah, that's the. No. Yeah, go ahead.
I put no request. Go.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna come back there and find you. And I mean, do we know you as anything but like Pig or Sub or I mean?
I don't know if he's got a name. I've not given him a name.
Never given him a real name.
What would be since we've worked together for quite a long time? He probably thinks of you as Pig. I mean,
I think everybody calls him Pig. I think like that would be like his backstage name.
Okay. Pig, you got a sec?
Sure. What's up?
You're the only one that really's been kind of through it. Like, well, Collie was good about this, but Ring of Honor got in touch with me.
That's great.
Well, I mean, I mean, I don't know if Wolf's gonna. There was a time when Andre could just kind of go through different promotions, right?
Yeah, but like, fuck Wolf. Like, they're playing MSG. We're playing here.
I just would hate to leave everybody, Pig.
It's what you got into this to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I should take it?
Should you take it? Look at the roster right now. Everybody that was in Ring of Honor a year ago is on NXT today. Like, you should absolutely take it. And, oh God, I'm going to get so over on you by being Mr. Gauntlet, driving your ass out of town.
Huh. Thanks, Pig. I got to think about it, but if anybody's driving me out of town, it'll definitely be you. You're the only one that, well, really scares me.
Trust me, I won't hurt you as you're leaving. Much.
I'll cut my eyes back over my shoulders. I'm leaving. Thanks, Pig. Like, I'm really appreciating. Like, that is actually, only a little. Oh, thanks. Thank you so.
Awesome. So I think we're going to cut to the next singles match, and we are going to have the Machine versus Underdog. We are going to do a singles match there, so we're going to go to the cut of promo, and then we'll go to the cut in. We'll figure out who's on mic for the commentary table. But let's start with Underdog. Underdog, is there anything we do for a promo for you before you go in? You know that you're against the Machine on this. What would you do?
Oh yeah, I got this down. So I started research. I listened to some podcasts, and that's in character, and not in the promo actually, but
right.
She's studying a lot, learning about institutional poverty and all that. So she's gonna go big on this. She's like, he's a machine. He's part of the problem. You see everything that's wrong out there. It's because people treat us like we're nothing. They act like they're machines, like robots that only care about money. I'm gonna drag him down with my fangs.
Nice. Let's have you roll look.
I got a 7.
Got a 7. So you get a choice. You can add a stipulation to the match. You can gain a momentum, or you can gain a heat with the Machine.
Oh yeah, I'm going for the heat.
Okay, absolutely. So we see that, and you're more animated in this promo than last time. The audience is kind of digging it. And we cut to the Machine. Machine, tell me what is it a backstage interview? Is it a pre-taped thing? What do we see for you for your promo?
I imagine it as a pre-taped thing, but like only audio. Like it's like the screen just shows like a logo that sort of looks like the Machine's face, and then the audio playing. And I think still trying to find like Machine's voice, but I think it absolutely yes, he absolutely has a Machine voice changer. Because yeah, Leslie Hunter sounds like no. Anyway, I think the gist of it is he's trying to demonstrate like that sort of Machine confidence Not trying to be insulting. But
you compliment your opponent's skill.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit backhanded. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
For a biological organism, the
yes.
underdog has incredible skill, but the audience will see that simply cannot stand up to the might of the machine.
Nice. That's exactly what you want to do in a promo. Talk them up a little bit and then kind of backhanded talk them down. Let's have you roll look.
That's my worst. That's a 1 total.
That is a 1 total. Wow. That is something. I want to have you mark an injury.
Okay. How? I'm really curious how that works.
So on your playbook, it should say what happens when you mark an injury for your character.
Yeah. Oh no, I just meant in terms of like in fiction.
I think that as you've done this, you have some palpitations, like some bad palpitations. Some of those symptoms that you had that first made you go to the doctor, right?
Can it be headaches instead?
Oh yeah, like a migraine
aneurysm.
Yeah. Like you'll get that, like a serious migraine, that kind of dagger in the eye feeling there, where you actually need to go to the bathroom and keep yourself from hurling.
Yeah.
And you're kind of shaky when you go out. What is the effect on the technician of an injury?
When you get injured, check an injury bubble. When you lose a match due to your injury, lose all momentum. Whenever you push through to win a match, gain +2 momentum.
Okay. So that's kind of neat. So you kind of fight through it. What do we see on screen for this?
I mean, he's going to do his damned best to try to keep the facade up and not show any shakiness or pain, which I think that results in him being more distracted and off than he would be, because his main focus is not on really doing the best. His concentration is mostly focused on trying to maintain appearances.
So I imagine that your entrance is maybe a little...
It's a little stilted, yeah.
Okay.
Which, for the machine sort of works, but there's a he briefly stumbles just like a tiny bit and like gets his composure, but it's like you can't see his face, but like it's teeth gritting to just sort of walk out there smoothly and machine-like.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. And you'll get up in the ring, and we'll again cut to the let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? That heavy metal cover will come through. And do we see anything on the video package for Underdog now for the entrance?
She made a home video of all of her dogs, like 6 of them, tearing apart this little toy robot in her backyard.
Okay, all right. So you will come down into the ring. You will get up there. Who is on the announce table? 1 or 2 of you who wants to do that?
Announcer Tony Mortadella. Is that your name, announcer? Is it? Is your name Tony Mortadella?
So it sounds like we've got Sub Pig and who?
See, Ken can do it again. He can be Guillaume Jabron again.
Okay, all right. So we've got you two on the announce table. Machine, you've come into the ring. You're a little bit off. Underdog, you're going to start in control of this match. So tell me how the underdog starts a wrestling match. What happens?
Okay. So first of all, I think I'm just gonna walk really slowly towards Machine, and I'm just like, this guy. Come on, give me a real guy to fight with. This is just a thing. And I'm gonna push him back into the ropes and then clothesline him.
Okay. So like just some real basic work there to start?
Yep.
Okay. Let's have you roll work.
I got an 8 on the dice, which is gonna be probably a 7 once I add it up. Yeah, 7.
Okay. So that's pretty good. You hit it pretty well. You can either keep control or you can hand control over to the Machine and gain a momentum.
Oh yeah, I'm bending to the Machine. Give him the sweet momentum.
Okay. Momentum clotheslines you into that corner. And then you step up. What happens next? How do you come back from that?
And that's why I had to come out here, Tony Mortadella, because you're really not showing the respect that's due to the underdog, and people aren't cheering for her very much. But that's because everybody knows that she's a big mamma jamma, and you just can't stop her. But they don't respect her, and you don't respect her, and I don't know what's happening now.
It's Guillaume.
It doesn't seem that I'm doing a very good job of remembering your name.
Can we get you something? Like, do you need some medication of some sort?
Machine, let's cut back to you. How do you respond to that clothesline?
So I think he just takes it for a little bit. And then when sort of sees an opening, swings around and essentially switches their positions and slams underdog into the ropes. And continues like with that sort of standard work, basically doing what she was doing, not like too intense.
Okay, so good, just some good basic wrestling work there, trying to
yeah.
Okay, get her out into the ring, do some locks. Okay, let's have you roll with work.
That's a 9.
Okay. Do you want to spend momentum, or do you want to stick with the 9?
I totally would if I had any momentum.
Oh. So do you want to gain momentum and hand control over to her?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hand control back and.
So hits you, does that underdog. You kind of get your place, and you're able to take control again.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick out that coil of chain that I had, this plastic chain, and I'm just gonna whip it around so it coils around Machine's waist, and I'm gonna. That's just gonna be silly. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna pull it back and send him spinning, and then knock him down with whatever you call when you hit someone's head with the inside of your elbow.
Yeah, perfect. So that's going to be a look, because you're pulling out, you're doing your little signature thing, you're kind of showing off. Let's have you roll that.
I just say, let's take a. I always mess this up. I'm terrible with catchphrases, but I did get a 10, so this is going to be good.
Yes.
I just say, let's have a quick go around the block, toy boy, and I just pull and block it.
Nice. So you're going to keep control, and you can either get 2 momentum, or you can add another heat with your opponent.
That was beautiful. Why didn't you have anything to say about that, Guillaume?
I'm going to get more heat.
Okay.
I did just say something. You just weren't paying attention.
You still have control as you essentially walk him around the block, send him spinning, and then clothesline him. What happens next?
Okay, so what I do next is I'm gonna take a quick peek at the moves here just so I can have some references. Let's see. I'm gonna say, let's see what you're made of. And I do a missile dropkick. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So let me look at the dramatic crowd pleasers and stuff. So yeah, you can grab him up and do that drop kick. Okay.
Do this.
Yeah, kind of get up on the ropes, position him up from that hit, and then come down. Let's see it. I think that's going to be. I think that still work.
Okay. Well, I have the same stat for work and power, so it goes either way for me.
Okay.
I got a 9, which becomes an 8.
Okay. So you can keep control of the match. You could also spend 2 momentum if you had 2 momentum to boost it up to a 10.
If I only had picked another thing just now. Yeah, no, I'm gonna give control and get the momentum.
Okay. So you kind of hit that drop kick, not as, okay, kind of stagger back, kind of probably hit the mat hard. Machine, she leaps up off the turnbuckle and with both feet out, kicks you in the chest, knocks you back. She hits the mat. What do you do?
I think Machine stumbles, but goes right back in. I think he's going for. I like the enziguri.
Okay, kind of. That's where you kind of run and get on the ropes and kind of spin yourself around.
Oh, he's on the ropes in that picture. Yeah, I still like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think he does that to hit Underdog back, and then goes in. Would go in for a submission.
Okay.
Of
yeah. Grab up, do that spin around kick, and then do you grab the leg? Are you on the back? Are you grabbing the arm? What do you think?
It's looking at the pictures here. I think being on the back.
Okay.
Just going for a fairly standard pin.
Absolutely. Let's have you roll work.
Okay, that's 8. Could be worse. A lot of mixed successes.
Yeah.
Match.
Again, well, you're going back and forth. Do you want to hand control over to her and take momentum?
Yeah, I think. Sorry, looking at the move again. It's that or retain control. And yeah, I think I'm gonna take another momentum and go back and forth.
What does the announce table think of this back and forth here?
I don't like it. I think the referee is making some seriously questionable decisions that are affecting the outcome of this contest.
The referee hasn't made any calls yet.
It's the calls that he's not making.
He reaches over and hands Sub a glass of water.
Underdog, you break out of that submission, kind of do that hold, and what do you do next?
Okay, I'm gonna play dirty with him. I'm gonna use my ability to use the heel move. I'm gonna spend some momentum to do something underhanded to him.
What is it that you do that's underhanded?
Let's see. I think what I do is I'm gonna try turning his helmet around.
I love it. I love it. So what do you want to have happen?
I think he's gonna be upset with me. I want to get some heat.
Okay, so you will gain heat, and you kind of spin that around.
Yeah, right to the sides of his head, and I'm like, let's see if you're gonna break or bend, and I spin it.
All right. So what does that put you at heat-wise with him?
4.
All right. So yeah,
Is
you're going
that-
to get an audience.
Is that mutual or mutual heat gain or no?
They gain it with you,
Okay.
and not vice versa.
Okay.
But you still have control after you do that because you spent 2 momentum to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna build up on this, and I'm gonna pull the back of his legs. I'm gonna pull his ankles from under him. I like whisper in his ear, like, get ready to hit the ground with your hands. And I pull his ankles, and I kind of move him around the ring as if he were a wheelbarrow for a while.
I like it. I like it. Is this something that you two might have worked on together, or do you think this is just purely improv?
I think it could be improv, but I
Okay.
figure I've seen someone do it with him before, and I'm just copying it.
Sure, absolutely. So let's have you roll with your look. Then I think you're executing your sort of signature there, kind of
Yeah.
walking the dog.
Oh, my luck just ran out. I got a 4.
So you will do that. What goes wrong?
It has to go wrong for me, right? I can't.
Yeah.
Injury.
Yeah. What goes wrong for you here?
As I grab his ankles, I leave myself. I think he misunderstood what I was whispering, and he says, "Okay, I'm gonna fall on my butt," and he falls on my back and pins me to the ground, and takes that moment to right his head around and take control of the situation.
All right. And the referee is there. You've kind of landed badly, and you're a little stunned. And the referee comes over and goes 1, 2, 3, and does a fast count and counts you out.
Oh,
That was fast. That was the kind of disrespect they keep doing to me, and how they're doing it to her. And he throws the microphone and he starts running towards the ring.
Okay. So yeah, the ref is pulling the machine up to raise the arm. Underdog, you feel like this victory was stolen from you. Sub Fahrenheit is coming into the ring. What do you do?
yeah. I'm taking a mic, and I'm like, "This is what happens. The system always wins. This is bogus, man." And and I'm like, "Big, help me out here!" And I'm trying to pull him up to the ring as he's running forward.
And the pig hits the ring and hits the face, like just like the brain claw on the referee.
The referee is selling it. No.
This is madness. They're even attacking the officials now. What is with these two?
And I think we'll cut away from that match. Underdog, you're going to get a heat. Sorry, you're going to get an audience. So you're going to go up again, and you get the victory machine. Even though you're a little shaky, you don't know exactly what just happened, but that wasn't the booking originally. But the audience digs it. So you can walk away with your head now straightened and held high.
Oh, sorry. I'm the one who gets an audience. Sorry, you said Underdog.
Oh, Underdog gets an audience because she had 4 heat with you.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Did you have 4 heat with her?
Oh, no.
Okay. Yes, she built that up. But you get the win, and you'll walk away the victor of that match.
I think, if I may, since I have, I'm wanting to help build up some heat and at least anticipation of the Machine versus Monster. So I think as Machine is taking the accolades and coming back, I'm going to spend 2 momentum to come out and just lay out the machine, just smash with my heel move, laying the machine down with this, rack and picking him up and.
That sounds perfect. Leslie, what do you think of this?
I think
Is this kind of an honor?
it absolutely is, but also he's been just like, I mean, he's very much, I mean, he's stunned that he won and happy, but also still like barely holding it together with his head.
Okay.
Right,
So it's kind of a
know.
shock. No, he does not, and I don't, and I think the machine Leslie is not really paying much attention to his surroundings and is very much caught off guard by this, and it's. I think he pukes in his helmet.
Okay.
Can I say then that I did the grab and I'm pulling him up, and as he starts to puke, I realize something's wrong, and so haul machine back with me, taking him back to the back. You all right? You okay?
He takes his helmet off and just motion sickness.
Sorry, I used to do that before matches.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go clean up.
Yeah.
All right. I wanna cut. There's gonna be some MPW stuff. I've got one last match, but I want to give two people who weren't on screen, Kent and Clarabelle, who aren't in this last match. I want to give you a chance I want to give you like just a couple of minutes. I want to have you narrate a squash match. Narrate what happened. So, Clarabelle, because of this change, they are going to put you in against one of your essentially your group, your stable. Who would they put you up against?
I think they put me in with the Saint of Killers. Sorry, the Saint of Murder.
Okay. And what does he look like?
He's basically mixed between Gomez Adams and Zorro.
Okay.
So he's a luchador. He wears the half face mask, and he's basically done up like a Mexican Don. And except if you look on his jacket, there's all inlaid, embroidered skulls and.
Perfect. Clarabelle, in too quick, tell me what this squash match looks like. What does the audience see for this sequence? Okay,
well, I think they have the opponents come out first. Sorry, are we doing two matches together? Are we doing a tag team match? Or are we doing individual?
Nope, I'm going to do this squash match, and then I'm going to have Kent do a squash match, and then I'm going to do the final match.
Okay. So he comes down to the ring. Lady Bleakwood is with him, and he takes the mic. And I can't do a Mexican accent, so I'm not even going to try. So I had a queen. I gave my heart to. I had someone who I pledged my life and my death to, who I went through it all for, who I came out of with bloody hands, who I would cut out my heart for her. But I didn't need to do that because she cut out my heart for me. And there's something about a Mexican's heart. It beats strongly, and it beats for revenge. Clarabelle, my queen, I think it's time for a Mexican revolution.
Okay, and
the normal Bleakwood music of the hurdy-gurdy doesn't cut. Anon had a theme song, which was I can't even remember. basically the original Anonymous music
Right.
cuts in, which is disturbed the Vengeful Ones, and Clarabelle walks out, and she's still in the MMA kit, and she's carrying a stick that she used to walk into the ring when she was in the business attire. It's over her shoulder, and around her, over one shoulder is the gauntlet belt, and over the other shoulder is the MMA one. Oh, darling. Oh, lover. Oh, did I hurt you? Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry that I hurt you. But you can take some consolation in the fact that what I did to you is not going to be anything compared to what I do to you tonight. I did not betray you. Oh, no. I have always been loyal to my pappy. Your loyalty, though, is questionable. So I'm going to come down there and I'm going to beat some loyalty into you. And at the end of the night, oh, well, only one of us is going to be walking out of here, sugar. My name's Clarabelle Bleakwood. Pleasure to meet you. And she'll drop the mic and start moving down to the ring.
And you ran over time, so it's just a beating, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it with the stick or without?
No, it's Saturday morning. We can't use weapons, so it is the full thing. But you see in the fan base, so actually around the outside, you see people wearing the MMA shirts and new fans that have come in. And basically, at the end of the match, she's standing there. She looks down at him. She leans in, kisses him on the forehead, and then does a curb stomp onto him.
Boom. Okay. And they will clear. The audience is hot for that. You've got that celebrity status cemented. They will clear the ring there, and Kent, they want to boost you up. So they want to put you against Gargoyle Lord, and they want to have you show your Monster Hunter bona fides. So tell me what is it? Give me the 2-minute narration for the squash match against Gargoyle Lord.
Okay, I think Gargoyle Lord comes in and he he starts to reach for the mic and starts to do the monster voice. I know what you did to me 2 weeks ago. And then the Wolfpack music hits, and Kent charges down, and he comes into the ring, and he just knocks the living stuffing out of him. He clotheslines him into the corner. He beats him down to where he's laying in the corner with just his head and shoulders propped up on the bottom turnbuckle. He does like a low running knee right into his chest and face. Just bam. Rolls back out of it, pulls Gargoyle Lord out of there, and then in a show of power, picks him up and does like a big fall away slam that throws him like have you seen the suplex that Sami Zayn does where he flips the guy back into the turnbuckle? Yeah. The Gargoyle Lord now ends up upside down in the other turnbuckle, and then Kent runs in with another double knee right to his gut.
Oof. And then Gargoyle Lord sells it.
And he drags him out by his foot and rolls him over and just does a not a nonchalant pin, but like that kind of pin that just like this is a waste of time.
Nice. And certainly you get the rest of your crew is at the corners, arms crossed, and they have a list and they mark off Gargoyle Lord in big black letters off the list that they have.
Oh, I have a list. I might have something to do with that.
Yes. All right. So we're going to cut from that. The main event match of the night is Sub-Fahrenheit challenging Kraken.
Oh, hell.
So you're the challenger, Sub-Fahrenheit. Tell me what what do we see an interview, or do you have a promo package, or what do we see?
I think it'd be like a promo package, like he's in the boiler room kind of setting, which is now like kind of funnier because he's got the scarves and everything and the sequin boots, but he's still skulking in the boiler room. No. The spaceman pig has been living the life that he wants to live. I've really achieved everything that I've ever wanted to be. I've got all you people cheering for me now. I can sell t-shirts and action figures. People are behind me. They don't want to see me get hurt anymore. They call me a lot of things. They call me the sub-pig. They call me Mr. Fahrenheit. They call me some unspeakable things. But the one thing they've never called me is the champ. Well, tonight that changes. Don't stop me now. Don't stop me now.
So do you think that's cut a promo, or is that you working the audience to get behind the sub pig?
I think I'm working the audience there.
Okay. Let's have you roll with your audience then.
All right. First one. Here we go. That is 7 and 4.
Yeah. So
down,
two momentum.
All right.
Yeah, your audience would actually be a 3 round because underdog. But still, that's a 10 plus. You get 2 momentum. The audience is eating it up. Kraken, what do we see for your backstage?
Okay, I think that we have Kraken. You know, we have the screen set, which you've probably seen before. We've got the busting up from the water, the belt, and everything. But I think our scene is shifting to an off camera as Kraken is beside Wolf. Wolf, I could. I might be part of that invasion angle you've been doing. I mean, what if I traveled a little?
No, dude. This is great. Sub Fahrenheit's hot. You're hot. He's gonna challenge it for it. This is gonna be great.
Well, I mean, what if I did take a little time off and hit another promotion for, just a little hot spot here and there?
You took time off a couple weeks ago.
Oh. Okay.
I can't afford to have you taking time off. We got a lot of stuff planned. I mean, more stuff than I want to talk about right now.
Oh, all right. Well,
you're at the heart of this. You are the beating heart of what is happening with this promotion.
Well, I appreciate that. Of course, Wolf.
You and Pig are great. Let's see it.
And as I have that moving away where I've kind of shrunk up. And as the music is hitting its, kind of high point, unleash the Kraken, I kind of throw that off to the side as I push back the curtains. And I begin stalking down towards the ring, giving the point towards Sub Pig. We've got the water flow, so as I come out, they put one of those mist curtains up so the water hits me. And I'm yelling at the kids and doing the full walk down to step over the top rope.
Do you want cheap heat, or you want to roll for work in the audience?
I think I'm going to work the audience.
Okay.
I have to do better than these double ones, I hope.
Yeah.
Not much. I rolled a 5, and working the audience comes off of look.
Working the audience comes off of audience, so your audience should be at a 3 now, right?
Okay. Well, that does me better then. So that takes me up to an 8, and I'll stick with that.
Okay. You can gain a momentum, or you can start in control of the match.
I'm going to let Sub Pig have control. I'm going to take the momentum, and I did. So that's 1 momentum, plus I'm entering the ring again. My Merciato has given me another one.
Awesome. Sub Pig, tell me about your entrance.
All right. The terrible music starts playing. and he's kind of doing the Mr. Fahrenheit kind of strut to the ring. He is confident. He's in control. He's slapping hands with the people as he's walking to the ring. And he rolls in. Doesn't have the shopping cart or anything. He's ready to engage in a serious athletic competition here.
Let's see how long that lasts. You start in control.
All right. So,
who? Let me ask you: who is on the commentary table? Garwin, you haven't done
I
it.
do it.
Louise, do you want to also sit in on the commentary table? You'd mentioned trying to do that.
Please.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And so you two can interrupt at any point to kind of give your color commentary or put them over. Okay.
Okay.
So Subpig, you start in control of this match.
all right. So Subpig will walk up, and Subpig is one of the few guys in the Fed that probably physically is a match. I mean, he's smaller, but he doesn't look stupid next to him. You know, Leviathan. So he gets in there and he leans in and lays in a big chop, and he kind of like, you know, use that moment. This has to look good. We're two big guys. Lay in. And then all of a sudden, like just the forearms just start coming to the face. And, you know, he's not trying to hurt him, but these are, they're connected.
And there we see the patented pork chops deployed for the first time tonight.
Nice.
Oh, that was good.
So do you think that's work or is that look?
I think that's probably.
I like the Sui, so I think that's maybe look on that.
All right, if you want to say look, we could do look. It is performative.
Yeah. So let's have you roll.
All right. So that is a 4, 5. I have the momentum, but no, I'm not going to spend it.
All right. So you get countered. You're going to give your opponent a momentum, and they can gain control of the match. What is the expletive that you say that the mic picks up?
It's not like one expletive. It's like between the Sui's from his like hardcore circuit experience. It's this like stream of invective. It's sick. I'm not even gonna say it on this broadcast.
Right. So on the screens, we'll see the sound goes out for the next like 30 seconds on the television feed. They had it delayed the feed, but it's still Wolf Backhouse, a machine. You're back there. Wolf is kind of with you, kind of making sure you're okay, and he's watching this. And you hear Subpig start to do that, and Wolf goes like ashen pale, like oh my god. And then the sound cuts out, and he's like, oh boy, and his phone goes off. I gotta take this. Kraken, you got control of this match.
I think I'm selling the chops, and maybe I noticed the cameraman a little too close to us and kind of swing my own body to get in between to baffle it a bit. But I'm selling the chops, and I let him drive me on back to a turnbuckle before I do the desperation headbutts out. And to get a little space, and then that last one, of course, will do the drop down for him, so I can stagger back from it myself. And before I'll move in and get him up, pull by the mask, the hair, to get him up to standing. And I think I'm going to go into. I'm going to do a slam. We need to have impact. We're big bodies. We need to make the ring rock.
Okay.
And neither one of us are really known for cardio. So we're going to, so I think I'm going to do that gut wrench suplex just straight over, dumping him to the butt, but that should make a nice big boom.
That sounds like power.
All right. All right. Rolling. 7 takes me to a 10.
Takes you to a 10. So you either gain 2 momentum or you get a heat with sub-Fahrenheit.
I'm taking that heat.
Okay. Louise, what I want to get your announcer's reaction when he dumps him, just hard hits.
Oh boy, the waves are crashing on this ring tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Kids, if you go to the beach, remember, if the red flag is up, you shouldn't be out there.
Nice. Very nice. Kraken, you still have control after that slam, and the ring shakes from that.
I'll get back up, and Peg's good about taking some punishment. So I think we're going to do a series. It's going to be a set of series of me doing high impact, like elbows, headbutts, things that'll knock him down. I'll pull him back up before I'll throw him towards that turnbuckle and do the big old tsunami splash, run across the big leap into the turnbuckle. That's work.
That's work. Let's have you roll it.
Let's see if I time this well. That's a 6. I'll spin for the 7.
Okay. Do you want to hand control off and get that momentum back?
I will.
Okay. So boom, slam into sub-Fahrenheit. Pig, how do you get control back?
He's beating on me. He's throwing me around. But all the strength in the world can't stop a thumb to the eye.
Do you think that's look, or you continue on with the sequence? You got more.
Also, now there's like a thumb to the eye. Now, like he hunches over, grab him around for a big DDT. I think the DDT would be work.
Yeah, absolutely. Grab him by the head, fall back.
You know, Vinny, you really should have seen that one coming.
I know, Brock. I think he was distracted.
So that's a 7.
Eye out on the top.
My work is bad.
It's a good rule of thumb. Always keep your eye on what your enemy is doing.
Yes, that's a 6. But I will spend the momentum. You got a 7.
Do you want to hand control off and regain that momentum, or you want to stay in control?
I want to stay in control.
Ooh, okay. Did that DDT, face hits.
And he gets up. And he kind of starts strutting around the ring. And drops an elbow. And gets to his feet. And drops an elbow. And gets to his feet. And drops a third elbow. And I'd say that's probably... Does that look?
That's a signature thing. I mean, you are selling it performatively.
All right.
Oh, Brock, this doesn't look good.
No, not at all. I think someone scratched the sub pig. He seems to be repeating himself.
This hog is out for blood.
Normally you tenderize the meat, not the other way around.
You can get 2 momentum, or you can get a heat with Kraken.
I will take the heat with Kraken.
Okay. You're still in control. Those elbows hit hard. Kraken, are you selling it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think now he's like really like the his screeching. He's getting to like a crescendo now. He's out of control, and he reaches into his trunks and he pulls out. Last time he had a golden spike. He's thought this through more. He's thinking about
no. Someone censor this. He's going into his trunks. And the big black bar pops
right now.
And now it's like
thank goodness.
It's like a Shockmaster helmet sequined spike now. It's completely ridiculous.
It's still a spike, but it's a bedazzled spike.
Yes. And he goes just for the forehead of the Kraken.
That sounds like a look to me.
Vinny, I think someone's been raiding Hombre d'Oro's locker room.
Oh no.
Oh, that's not nice.
That is
No,
not
kids, you should
good.
never go into other people's possessions unless they allow you first.
Yeah.
So what is that result, Matt?
That's a 5.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
You lose 1 momentum. Kraken gains 1 momentum.
Hang on. As you're coming in, and this isn't quite selling, Kraken's going to, dig it in if you've got to. And I'm going to spend 1 momentum to take it up to a 6.
So, Matt, if you wanted to spend it to a 7.
I can't very well resist that now, can I? Yes.
So you guys work it like you push it to make it work. You just kind of barely get it to look good. Do you want to keep control, Sub Pig, or you want to hand it off?
So with the heart, we hit I will hand it off and take the heat.
Kraken.
I'm staggering back from the assault by the spike, but as the last one's coming in, I'll grab the hand and stand up so that, even though he's tall, it's still a stretch up for Sub Pig, and deliver the boot to the gut while he's upstretched. Ooh. And I think we'll see Spike fall to the mat. It's not outside. It's still staying in mat. But Kraken will, taking that, he'll put one of those big, just monster ham claws down, bam, to the side of the head, across the shoulder, bam, and it's still holding him as he's hitting. Before going in for the bear hug and saying, "You feel like something big?"
Yeah, go big.
All right. And Kraken will go from that bear hug, do one of those squeeze ins, and as he releases, he'll release hands. So there's kind of the exhale of breath as Pig kind of drops a bit, just kind of that exhale set, grabs in and does the flip up to one shoulder and then up into what was Scott Hall's big
Razor's Edge.
Yeah. A big razor's edge on Sub Pig.
Oof.
This thing is up 8 feet in the air, easy.
Let's have you roll power.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry.
That's a 9.
I think the pig's about to come down hard, and I think he's going to be served up soon. Just look at the height he's getting on that. That's ridiculous.
That's a 9. I'll take it to a 10.
Do you want 2 momentum or you want another heat with Sub Pig?
I'm taking that heat.
Okay. So, boom. Hits. Sub Pig, are you selling that?
Oh, yeah. Like, he'll hit and, flip over so he, lands on his belly. Like, he's completely selling it, flopping around, squealing, wailing.
Oh. So, Kraken will grab, since now he's on his stomach, he's going to grab an ankle and drag him towards middle of the ring. And Kraken is going to go to the air. Kraken is going to climb up to that second rope. Even Tyler is not brave enough to put Kraken on the third one.
Right.
He's going to pull him up to get up to that second rope. Look out. Rah! And do the big leap to try and do a splash. The hope is catch my elbows, catch my knees, and not actually crush this poor man.
Let's see it. What do you think that is? Does that work?
That's work. That's a 4.
All right, Kraken. How much momentum do you have?
Not enough to change that.
And will you look at the height on that? Oh my God! It's the big splash. He's a living natural disaster. Oh my God! It's the tsunami splash. Wait a minute. No! Ah! And I'm going to put him over.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice. So that'll be a 7 to 9 there, Kraken. So what is it that it isn't quite what you wanted? What happens?
Let's see. With 7 to 9, it's still a wrestling move. As I land, I think my knee catches kind of. There's a lot of sub pig.
Yeah.
I think I might catch a bit of that skin, and my knee and your skin both. I mean, it's very painful for us both. As I land heavy and go, oh, are you okay? Are you okay? And kind of do a roll off so it looks like, huge impact. It hurt us both. And we probably both were hurt, but I'm taking the mo and handing over.
Sub pig.
All right, he's squealing and squealing, flopping around. And he rolls over his opponent on the ground too. And he goes for the claw. Kids love the claw. If we're going G-rated, I'm taking the claw as a signature.
Okay.
That would be. Is the claw look or work in this?
Oh, that's
universe?
look. That's not work. To look. It's just this. Are you picking him up or are you just doing it to him on the ground?
I've got him on the ground. I just got it locked in. And I'm like, banging his head all around.
Let's
Oh,
see it.
not very effective. That's a 5.
Do you have any momentum or are you done with momentum?
I think I have 1.
So
And will you look at that? That's such a lethal move. That's such a nasty move. And Mick Foley won so many championships with this move. I mean, oh my God, look what he's doing to him. It's horrific. It's horrible. Can we get someone to censor that? And while they're doing it, the cameras will actually pixelate out and make it look like it's worse than it is.
I like that. So pushing it up to a 7 and a 9.
Yes.
And Sub Pig, you kind of sell it. But here's the thing, Sub Pig. You're challenging, but this is not your hour. Kraken is most certainly booked to win this match. So I think that Kraken needs to go for his finisher, right?
I think he does.
Okay. I know you've revealed here, but I think this has been such a cool match, and I'm trying to try and push over. That's going to do by champion's advantage. But honestly, I think I have a better chance of boosting this up with my finisher. Okay, so I'll go. As the claw is going on, and I am selling, and you see Kraken writhing against it. I think that we get into like this just roll on the mat. I mean, where these massive bodies are just struggling back and forth, rolling in the mat before Kraken can get to a knee, and we still got the claw latched on. Kraken can stand up, the claw still latched on, and he's staggering around as he dumps forward into the corner turnbuckles, smashing, bouncing back, and smash to land on top of Sub Pig to get that pin.
Let's have you roll your finisher.
Alrighty.
Just don't roll snake eyes.
I rolled a 7. I have 3 exactly.
All right. So do you gain an audience or does your opponent gain an audience?
My audience has dropped to 4 or to 3, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm giving that audience to Sub Pig.
Sub Pig, your
All right.
audience goes to 4.
Brings me to 4, yes.
And so you will do that, and it's a big finish. You know, we see the ref come over. I assume both of you are drenched there. And
I
that
imagine we're both almost out.
yeah. And you will backstage machine. You will see Backhouse is kind of finally gotten off the phone, and he turns to you and goes, "How did the rest of the match go? Was it okay?"
Yeah, yeah, it was good.
Okay. He looks relieved, and I think there'll be the cheering in the audience, Kraken calling for the Sub Pig. They've had just a hell of a night here in the ring. They've seen everybody they love out there, and I think that's going to be the end of the match there as we hit exactly time on this with the people up in the booth, you know, having earned their paycheck for the week for censorship and pixelation and all of that. And that's it for the show for this week. Thank you guys very much.
Can I do something? I know we're at the point that it will take.
If you
5
want to.
seconds.
Sure.
I think we see on camera Wolf, you know, busy walking out of his office as the camera cuts down, and we see a letter. I'll be taking a couple of weeks of personal leave. Thanks, Wolf. I knew you'd understand. Kraken.
Huh? And Wolf looks shocked by that. Thank you guys very much. Alex, thank you for coming back, popping up from the wait list again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
With your new cool character. I really liked him. Maybe we don't know what the wait list is going to be like next month. We'll see. Louise, thank you for following up on Underdog there.
Oh, it was my pleasure. I was so happy when I got bumped up on the wait list.
Such a cool character.
Yeah. And Chris, I like where we're going with your monster squad. And I love the stuff with you and Clarabelle. I think that has real potential. So I'm looking forward to where this is going to go.
Yeah, poor Kent. he's getting ready to start stuff off with Kraken too, and now Kraken's taking his weeks off.
Yeah, it's going to be good, and I like that. That's wrestling. You know, when you get a thing planned and then it just does not go. All right. Well, I am going to stop the broadcast.